It is really, really hot in Bangkok today. So it is Monday morning, just a regular random day for me. Today, I'm gonna share what a day in my life looks like. I like to keep my days pretty chill, pretty relaxed, get a little bit of work done, but also some play. So I'll probably go and hang out at a cafe with a friend a little bit later today. And then I'm probably gonna go hop in the pool. I guess I can take you guys with me there too. So if you wanna hang out, let's do it. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Jay. I help online coaches build, grow, and scale their businesses. And yes, that means beginner coaches too. So I don't have like a coffee maker or anything here, so I normally just order my coffee every morning. Caramel macchiato gang. It costs about $2 to $3 max, including the delivery. So it'll be here in like 15 minutes anyway, so it's not bad. Looks like the coffee just got here, so let's go and pick it up. Swatika?
อยู่ชื่ออะไร
Jay?
นี่นะ
Yeah.
โอเคขอบคุณมากผมชื่อ
Thank you. Now we're ready to go. 2025 for me is all about connecting with you guys. It's all about providing more value. And by value, I mean, are you making more money? Are you able to build your coaching business based purely off of the content that I create? And am I moving you closer to your goal? That's my primary goal, because I want to help you make money, because I know that inevitably and selfishly, I will make more money the more money I'm able to make for you. So it's a win-win for everybody, right? And really, when you're creating content, you should be focusing on the same things too. So my primary focus today is just to get a lot of scripting done for my content. So one of the main things that really helps me the most when I am creating content for you guys is really, if you have clients right now, talk to your clients and see what problems they have, and not just the high level problems, but think about the things that they struggle with when they're on a call with you, right? What questions are they asking? How can you create content around those specific problems that they're encountering? Because I promise it's going to help your audience so much more in terms of solving whatever problems it is that you're coaching on. And how can you frame all of that in a language that makes sense to them? So for instance, one of my clients yesterday, while we were on the call, we were talking about some of the problems that she's able to help her clients solve, but she was using language that only a person like her would understand. So it wasn't resonating with her audience. And the reason why they're following you is so that they can bridge that gap and get to where you are. So talk to them by meeting them exactly where they're at. One of the best ways to do that is if you've already experienced exactly what your audience is struggling with right now, and you're now in a different place and you're coaching them on how to get there, think about who you were a year or two before you got to where you're at. What were your struggles back then? How did you phrase things back then without the current knowledge that you have? Try to simplify the way that you say things and make sure that it's not going over people's heads, because honestly, a lot of times it is. When I look at my clients' content that they're creating, scripts that they're writing, it's usually too high level for their audience to actually resonate with. For example, if you're a fitness coach, don't use fitness speak when you're talking to your audience. These are people that are usually, 90% of your audience is usually going to be at a beginner level, unless you are someone that teaches people who are already experts, right? And so one of the things that really helped me the most when it comes to like writing scripts and creating content for my specific audience, and I really coach my clients on this a lot because I see them making these mistakes as well, is like speaking to your audience in their language and not yours. So for example, if you're a fitness coach, you wouldn't want to say something like, do these exercises to optimize muscular hypertrophy. Does your audience actually understand what that means? Do they even know what the hell you're talking about? Or are you just trying to sound smart because, you know, as an expert, you want your audience to feel like you're credible and like you know what you're talking about? And a lot of people fall into that trap, and it's understandable, but what's more important is that they actually understand what you're saying. And by using that type of language, you're alienating your content for the wrong people, the people that are maybe already at your level of skill set, and that's not who you're targeting. You want to take complex frameworks, complex systems that you can teach your audience in a simplistic way. And the more simplistic you can make it, the better. So if you're finding it difficult to do that, the book I would recommend for you specifically is Made to Stick. It helps you really fine tune your messaging and understand what the centralized point is that you're trying to make within your content to make it more clear for everyone that watches it. Super powerful book. So I would highly recommend it. I keep reading it over and over and over again to master these concepts within my own content, right? It's always a work in progress, but you will slowly start to see improvements just like I've seen improvements in my own content. So hopefully that helps. Now I'm gonna get back to work. All right, I've been working for a couple hours now. I usually take a couple breaks in between just to like clear my head, especially when I'm writing stuff. So come outside with me for a minute. Like, one of the things that I love the most about Bangkok is, I don't know, just being in the city really inspires me to continue building what I'm building because I truly love what I'm doing. And I think that's the thing that was missing for me when I was working a 9 to 5 is like, there was no purpose behind it. It's like, what am I doing this for? Whatever company that I'm helping, I'm just making them money. But like, what am I doing for myself? And how is this contributing to the world? It just kind of felt meaningless. And so for me, like what I'm building now is actually changing people's lives. And I get to see that every day when I talk to my clients. And so that inspires me, and being able to live a life that has so much more freedom attached to it is motivation enough for me to continue to do the things that I do. So if you're in a place where maybe you want to start your business, or you're thinking about starting a business but you haven't taken that leap yet, I just encourage you to take that leap, because even if it's been difficult for me, like it was very difficult for me in the beginning when I first started my business. I wasn't making money at all. I made a little bit, but not much at all. And it took for me to improve my skills in a lot of different areas and stuff for me to get to where I am now. But I don't regret it. It was a struggle, but I don't regret it. The value that it's created for me in my life is just this intangible thing that I can't even describe to you. So, I appreciate everybody that's helped me get here. I also appreciate the struggle because it kind of turned me into the person that can lead other people and do something that's meaningful in life, and I really appreciate that. Now, usually when I take a break, I like to watch anime or just do something completely mindless. So, like, I'm a huge anime fan. Right now, the current show I'm watching is Jujutsu Kaisen. Love it. All right, so my video editor just sent me a revision on one of the videos he's working on right now. This application that I'm using right now is called Frame.io, and this is what I use to communicate back and forth with my editor whenever we're working on a video, because I found that it's much easier to use a platform like this to go back and forth about edits. It allows you to write comments on the video. So if I open this up, you can see here that I put comments in here at different seconds throughout the video. So then when he's editing and he sees these revisions, he knows exactly what places in the video I'm talking about and exactly what changes I want made to it. So it makes it a lot easier to communicate back and forth. All right, I've gotten about 15 short form scripts done at this point. Took me a little bit over like 3 hours or so. So I think I'm gonna go hang out for the rest of the day. I usually like to film at night, so I'll film a couple of these, later tonight whenever I feel like it. The short form videos, I've probably produced like over 400 or 500 videos at this point. So it just kind of becomes second nature. You get really comfortable creating videos, and so it doesn't take you as long as it normally does in the beginning. In the beginning, it used to take me like 15 to 20 minutes just to film one short form 60-second video. Now it probably takes me about 5 minutes. So I usually just memorize the lines and then I speak it into the camera. That's the easiest way for me to do it. I mean, I've used a teleprompter before, but I just didn't really like it, especially because you could tell, like, I'd be reading from the screen and you could tell that I was reading a script. And so for me, I think it comes off a lot more natural when I'm memorizing the lines and then I'm just saying it after that, because I don't know, I'm just a lot more comfortable like that. So I think if you're someone that's creating content, you know, figure out, try different things, try using a teleprompter, try not using it, try just, you know, not scripting out your video at all. I think everything works. It's just about figuring out what works for you specifically, and this is just my method. So I have my camera set up right here, which I'll show you. Camera right there. I just have a key light right here. I've got another light there that I use. But this is a basic setup, and then I just, to control the lighting here, because I have this glass door right next to me, I just close the curtains up and it gets really dark in this room, so it's kind of perfect for my lighting situation. And then yeah, I can just knock videos out here. I have light basically bouncing towards the wall behind me, so it lights up the background a little bit. And you know, for me, I'm a digital nomad, so it's hard for me to have a static setup, and it's hard for me to create a setup that looks really good and really professional. So I just do whatever's easiest for me and say fuck it, you know. For so long, I was a perfectionist and I wanted everything to just look so good that it would stop me from creating content because the background or the lighting wasn't perfect or this wasn't perfect. And now I just don't care. I'd rather just get some content out there and show my face and help my audience with whatever it is that they're struggling with right now. However I can help you guys, that's what I'm focused on doing. So I don't really care how this looks, especially with my situation. You know, a lot of people have a home studio, and I once had that, but for me, I like to bounce around. I like to live in different countries. That's just how I like to live. So for me, I just got to do what works for me. So hopefully, you know, this gives you permission to just have your setup look like whatever. I mean, not whatever, try within reason, but if you can't get things perfect, don't be a perfectionist about it. Just get the content out there. Honestly, just get it out there, because it's more important than, you know, trying to be perfect and trying to get everything right. So now I'm gonna go ahead and grab a towel. We're gonna head up to the pool, and I'll probably hang out for a couple hours up there, and then we will order some lunch. Look at this. It has like YouTube, it plays music, and it's just directly in the mirror. I thought this was cool, so thought I would share. Let's go. All right, let's go. So I usually work from here sometimes just because, first of all, I love the view. You can't really see it from here. I love the view from up here. And then it's also nice to just get out of the apartment. And sometimes I go to a co-working spot as well. They also have a place to film your content in here too, which I haven't used yet, but it's a nice little filming room, you know? Look at this. It's crazy. Literally crazy up here, bro. Pool's really cool, but it's a really hot day, so oh well. All right, so before I actually hop in the pool, I just wanted to answer some of your guys' questions, because I get a lot of questions in comments and emails, and I figured this would be a good forum to answer them. So the first question I have on the list is high ticket coaching a scam? And honestly, I think this is a very valid question, because a lot of, mainly the higher level coaches have screwed a lot of people over. They don't care about the success of your business. They don't care about their clients. They don't care about whether or not they actually get the results. And they don't actually put the time in to talk to their customers, talk to their clients, and see if the methods that they're teaching are actually working. And I think not being high touch, like a lot of newer coaches will join these coaching programs because, a lot of the more senior coaches out there have a ton of ad money to spend, so they're in front of everyone's faces and they're working with hundreds of thousands of clients because they have that ad money to spend, so they can reach that many people, right? And the problem is they don't actually put in the time and effort to work with their clients individually to make sure that they're successful. And so they'll throw them into like a course or something where they don't have the level of support that they need. They try to make it like a one size fits all thing, and it doesn't work. People don't get results that way. And so they feel screwed over. They feel like, they've wasted their money and they've been cheated. And sometimes they don't even value their guarantees either. So, I think practices like that have really tainted the coaching industry. And for people like me and for people like my clients that actually care about the people that we work with, it's like you've given us a bad name because you don't care about your clients and you tainted the industry in a sense. So it's kind of one of my goals to reinvent that reputation that coaches have, because it starts with your clients. And if you don't care about the results that your clients get, you don't deserve the money that you're getting from them. That's just my opinion. So is high ticket coaching a scam? I think if you find the right coach, then absolutely not. Because if they're promising you something, and right, you can only promise so much. Like, if your promise is outrageous, then, and you're just saying things that are like unrealistic, then yeah, no. But if you're promising things that are realistic, like I have successfully been able to get my clients 10K plus within 30, 60, 90 days of working with me over and over and over again. So I feel confident with that guarantee. And if I can't do it, or if with the methods that I'm teaching you are just trash or something and you just don't get results, then I'll give you your money back. If you're putting in the work and you're just not getting results because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, then sure, take your money back. But it's worked for me, it's worked for my clients, why wouldn't it work for you? So I think as long as you're ethical about your guarantees, you're ethical about your business practices, then no, high ticket coaching is not a scam. I mean, I've heard the argument of coaching versus consulting. Call it whatever you want. For me personally, I would say I'm more of like a hybrid. I will go above and beyond for my clients simply because some things, like when I'm teaching them something, sometimes I'll write their scripts for them. Sometimes I will almost create like a done for you service for specific clients if they're really struggling with something, because it's more about just getting them the results than it is about the way that I approach it. And sometimes people have different learning styles. So it's just knowing your clients, catering to their needs, and being able to do that effectively. And so, if you see that they're struggling with something, help them out, give them a little bit of attention, right? And I'm not afraid to do that for my clients. And I think that if you're going to be a coach in 2025, you really need to have that attitude about helping out your clients, because it's the future of your business, not just theirs, or not just whatever it is that you're coaching on, whether you're a fitness coach or a relationship coach or whatever it is, right? It's about putting that extra level of attention and care into the success of your clients and making sure that they get results. Don't leave it up to chance. All right, so the next question is, how long does it take for brand new coaches starting a coaching business to become successful? Now, I think success, the word in general, is a little relative, so I'll just frame that in like, how long does it take for them to hit their first like 10K month or something, right? As a high ticket coach. So bottom line, it comes down to the individual. It's not a one size fits all answer that I can give you for this, because if you don't have any sales experience, if you've never created a piece of content in your life before, it's going to take you a while to not only build out the foundation of your business and get really clear on exactly who you want to help, find your niche, figure out what your offer is going to be, what's going to be most attractive for the clients that you want to work with, right? But also testing out that offer, running a beta launch to actually get your first few clients in the door. That's going to take you some time. So typically, here's what I've seen. People that have no knowledge whatsoever, that have never created a piece of content in their life, it will take them anywhere between like 3 to 6 months, usually. Now, I've had clients that get results in 60 days, 30 days, even 90 days, right? But they were people that have created content before. They were beginner coaches, but they had a little bit of knowledge, not even that much, to be honest with you. But I think the more important question is, Are you willing to put in the work required to learn the skills that you need to develop in order to be successful? Because it's not a matter of if you're going to be successful, it's a matter of when. If you're selling a coaching service that people actually want to buy, which is something that I make sure everyone that joins my coaching program is doing, right? Because I'm not going to throw you out there with a crap product and expect for you to be successful. So I'm going to stop that at the front door and say, hey, I think we need to develop this a little bit more. I don't think if I had that problem, I probably wouldn't pay you to solve it. You know, I I like to be very direct and blunt with my clients, just because, you know, it's out of love, it's out of care. So sometimes, you know, gotta hurt people's feelings, but you gotta be realistic too, right? So, you know, with that being said, if you have prior sales or marketing experience, or you've already created content, then it's just about wrapping your arms around the business concepts that you need to be successful. And you might be able to do that in just a couple months. I've had clients that even started with no knowledge, but their communication skills were like top notch. They were just very great speakers, and they were able to pick things up quickly. So I think it's different for everyone. Bottom line is, I think the more important focus is on longevity, right? Do you want to build something that's stable, something that's consistent, something that can pull you away from working in corporate or your 9-to-5 job or whatever it is that you're doing to make money right now? Do you want something to actually be sustainable for you? Then just put in the work. So what if it takes you 6 months? So what if it takes you a year even? So what if it takes you 2 years? If it's something that frees you from the life that you don't want to be living right now, if it's something that pulls you away from being stuck at a desk job, or I don't know, maybe you're a nurse, maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're veterinarian, I don't care. But if it pulls you away from whatever your current situation is that you don't want to be doing anymore, and it allows you to have the freedom like this, to just be sitting here on a Monday, it's like, what, like 2 o'clock now? And I'm chilling at the pool on a rooftop in Bangkok. I could have never done this before. Could have never done this. So if it's something that allows you this type of freedom, if this is the life that you want, then yeah. Even if you just want to be able to spend more time with your kids, your family, your friends, or whatever, and do the things that you love and enjoy, I think it's worth it. It's worth the investment of time and energy to design a better life for yourself. So if that's at all important to you, as much as it was for me, I was willing to do anything to get there, and eventually I did. So, all right, what is the biggest thing that stops coaches from being successful? I think this is, I would say the biggest thing is fear. Like I can't tell you, like, I take sales calls every single week, right? And let's say I close, let's just say a round number, like out of 6 people, I might close 2 people that join the program, right? For all 6 of those people will ask me the same questions. It's like the same thing every time. Well, why do you think that I would be successful with this? But what they don't realize is that I'm evaluating you as soon as you hop on a call with me. I'm thinking, all right, is this person articulate? Can they speak well? Would they have good camera presence? Can I tell that they're naturally intelligent? Whether or not they know what I'm thinking, or whether they are realizing that I'm evaluating them, I'm evaluating you as soon as you walk in the door. And if I truly don't think that you'll be successful, if I truly think that you're going to struggle, I'm not even going to offer you the program. So the people that I've offered it to, I truly believed that they would be successful for a few different reasons. I also think about the type of career that they're in. So I'm evaluating you if you're, let's say, an engineer. Being an engineer, right, in a past life, I know what it takes to be an engineer. I know how much is required in terms of knowledge. I know what's required in terms of skill set and intelligence and other things, right? If you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you are an accountant, I understand what's required to do those specific type of professional jobs. And I specifically target working professionals because I know that they are going to automatically, in most cases, they're going to pick this up well. Because the skills that are required to be successful in coaching, just like on a personal level with communication and everything else, they're pretty much required in terms of you working in any like corporate or professional job as well. But what I realize is that fear is what stops most people from being successful in this industry, because they allow fear to stop them from ever doing it. Like, what are people going to think about me? What is my family going to think about me? I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to be judged when I'm on camera. Do you think that I was excited to get on camera? Do you think that I was excited to show myself? I'm like out here in the middle. There's people like walking around. Well, you probably can't see them, but there's people around me right now, and I'm just sitting here talking on camera. Do you know how awkward that is? Like, but you get comfortable with the things that were once uncomfortable. I didn't want to be on camera. People like, I got trolled non-stop when I first started creating content. Like, so many people were talking shit, like every day. Every day I would wake up to like just rude comments about me, right? I don't care. I don't care anymore. I just don't care. If this is the cost for creating and living a life that makes me happy, a life that I'm excited to wake up for, like, I get excited to talk to my clients. I get excited to help them. I get excited when I see that they've made progress. I get excited when they get their first client. They're like, oh my God, Jay, I got my first client. They just paid me. This guy just paid me $6,000. And I've talked to him for 30 minutes. And I'm like, yo, that's fucking amazing, right? Because it's about creating a life that makes sense for you. And you have to stop worrying about what anyone else thinks about that, because you're going to be the one living your life. And whether you enjoy your life or you don't, or whether people make fun of you or people judge you for what you're doing, you have to stop caring, because it is holding you back from what you want to do. You're watching this video because you had some interest in coaching, or maybe you're already coaching, but maybe you have imposter syndrome, or you have fears around what you're doing, right? You're watching this video because there's a part of you that wants to be doing what I'm doing. You're watching this video because you're stuck in some place. And I hate to break it to you, but no one is going to give you permission. In fact, it's probably going to be the opposite. 9 times out of 10, people are going to discourage you from doing this up front. Happens all the time. I'll have people that want to join, and then their partners have a bad impression of coaches or whatever, and they're like, I don't think you should. Are you going to let that stop you? My partner had a negative impression of coaches. Sorry, but this is what I want to do. So I think a lot of people they let fear get in the way. I let fear get in the way of all these different things. They overthink it. What if I fail? What if I can't do this? What if I can't do that? Like, I hate to be cliche here, but if you don't stop, you can't fail. Like, people don't realize that a business is a living, breathing thing, right? So what's probably going to happen if you decide to do this on your own and you don't you don't have to invest in it in working with me, or really, like, I can refer you to a bunch of coaches that I think are great that I know would help you as well. But if you don't invest in a mentor, like, it's going to take you a lot longer, which is okay if you're okay with that, but you're going to struggle even more. And I did that for a long time, and then I invested in coaching, and it really changed my perspective. And it was honestly like a lot of small tweaks to my level of understanding of certain aspects of marketing and other things that really made all the difference for me. But I think you can 100% do it on your own as well. It's just going to take you longer, and that's okay if you're okay with that. But secondly, like, business is a living, breathing thing. And so what I mean by that is you're going to do things that don't work. You're going to not get results, and it's up to you to figure out why you're not getting results. Make the tweaks in your content or whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe it's your offer that you're resonating with. Maybe it's your messaging, right? It's literally just up to you to make those small tweaks within your business, within your content or whatever, that will make the biggest difference for your business. And then you'll start to see the results.
And that's exactly what happened for me. That's what happens for my clients is like, they start out, we build the foundation, and then it's a testing period, like a true testing period. And it'll be like that for the life of your business. Maybe something that's working right now will stop working, and it's really just up to you to problem solve and figure out exactly why something isn't working or why it stopped working. And when you know what works and what doesn't through experience over time, then you will see success. It's just about focusing on the specific things that are going to move your business forward, that are going to drive conversions for you, and stop doing the things that aren't working. It's very simple. All right, last question for today, because I do want to hop in the pool. It's really hot. How can you help people in a bunch of different niches and be an expert? So first off, that's not entirely an accurate statement. So what people need to understand, because I actually get this question all the time, the foundation of every coaching business is the same. So the only things that are going to be different based upon your niche is going to be your messaging and the design, or let's call it a model, the business model that you run. So let's say you don't want to do high ticket and you want to run coaching through like a community model or something, right? Same thing, but the foundation is the same. You still need a niche. You still need an offer. You still need to figure out who you want to help, what you're going to help them with. All of the same foundations are going to be there. And honestly, it's almost the same in any business, but the thing that's going to be different is how you market yourself, meaning the words that you say, your messaging around how do you talk to your ideal clients in a way that they can understand? How do you solve problems for them? So you're still going to need to create content. You're still going to need to do all the same fundamental things, but that's really the only difference. And so that's why I've been able to help fitness coaches, relationship coaches, YouTube growth coaches, financial coaches, business coaches. I've worked with so many different industries at this point, I can't even count. But none of them struggled because the fundamentals are the same. So if that's something that you've been wondering about, there's the answer. Well, I will start creating more content like this just to really connect with you guys, because I enjoy this. And I will see you in the next one.